Isn't this a film show, by the way? Early morning swim, they said. Look at it. Imagine, this is me, right? How's that gonna work?
I'm Cassam Looch, and I've been a film critic for 15 years.
You smell delicious, homie.
This is good from head to toe.
Yeah,
this is good.
Looking good.
Now I'm stepping away from my laptop and into film industries around the globe to meet the people and see the places behind a revival in world cinema.
We should use film to unite us.
Cinema can change mindsets, it changed lives.
I'll be finding out what Hollywood has to learn from these movie-making communities and what they are doing to challenge perceptions and change expectations. My destination is Scandinavia. Scandinavia is made up of 3 countries, Norway, Denmark and Sweden. It's also home to Scandi Noir, a gritty version of Hollywood's black and white film noir thrillers, which is one of Europe's fastest growing film industries. When you picture Scandinavia, you think of its stunning natural landscapes and warm hygge interiors, making it home to the happiest people on the planet. How then do we explain why it's famous for making film and TV shows like this? So Scandi Noir is a genre of crime fiction. It's best known for its bleak settings and dark storylines. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden's capital. I'm about to meet Karen Farland, who is a screenwriter and director, and she's going to introduce me into the world of Scandi Noir and find out why a place as idyllic as this can produce such dark cinema. Nice to meet you. Yeah, very well, thank you. Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know what Scandi Noir is, how would you describe it?
Violence and expressing the darkness in humanity. We're quite friends with that side, I think, of ourselves. Because both my crime series is Stockholm Requiem, it's all inside Stockholm, it's all what happens under the bridges, in the tunnels. I love the woods. I think the woods are fantastic. So, of course, it's inspiring, and especially this time of year, I think it's beautiful. And I think also you have a great advantage as a set designer because you can choose snow, you can choose rain, wet streets. It's almost like a little menu of scenery, and you can work with that.
You know, when you're in a place like this, right in the middle of Stockholm, in the old town, you realise how these quaint little perfect plazas and squares with there's coffee shops there and fika happening in that corner. You realise how the TV shows and the films that we've been looking at, especially as part of Scandi Noir, are a complete escapism from that. The actual reality of it is, especially in winter at this time of year, is that people spend a lot of time indoors, and maybe that's where these dark stories from Scandi Noir come from. And we're going to find out more about that when we go to the Stockholm International Film Festival later on. That reminds me, I've got to go and get ready for that. I've got to put my fancy spreads on.
Well, for us, there's a lot of crime series and noir and women being killed every weekend in the beautiful, idyllic archipelago environments.
That women floating around in water.
While people really appreciate what Scandi Noir has done for the region, they're eager to explore new types of story. One film that goes in this direction is Annette Sidor's Fuck You.
Very gulligt. På riktigt.
Whoa. So no, we've just seen your film. Scandi Noir is something that comes up quite a lot. And this felt like a reaction to that, or something very different. Is that something you had in mind?
Yes, I was looking to do something else. I wanted to do a really warm film. I wanted to have the Miami sun. So it's quite yellow. And the castings, of course, that's also the world I see around me, but in television and in film, it's always so white. It's not reflecting the reality I live in.
Kidnapping, murder and revenge are obviously not the reality I live in either, but I still want to dig into Scandi Noir and see the iconic locations that have helped define these incredibly popular film and TV shows.
Yeah, I'm ready for this.
Why have you got a camera in your hand? You're not a photographer.
I'm a filmmaker, what do you mean? I'm going to make some films, you wait and see. So we've got a sense of Stockholm now. We're going to check out some of the locations from the Millennium Trilogy, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo films. Can't wait. I'm following Lisbeth Salander, the hacker heroine of the film that popularised Scandi Noir. To help me, I'm meeting Mia Udgren, who was responsible for finding the epic locations used in both the original and the Hollywood remake of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Hello, Mia.
Hi, good to meet you.
You too. Really glad to be out of the city. Where exactly are we?
This is actually Elizabeth Solander's apartment over there.
Right, yeah.
And this is a scene where she goes with a bike and she takes off and landing on the ice and she goes to the other side of the lake. I'm taking you further out now. So we're going to see the Vanger estate that was used for Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the Swedish version.
It means a lot to the film, and a lot of the locations, especially for Stieg Larsson, it was very important for him. It was like characters.
Tack för att du kom, Mikael.
This is the Vanger mansion.
Wow. And you're mentioning it, it does feel very different to the Stockholm that we've seen so far.
Yes.
And it's only a few minutes away, as you said.
Yes, it's 20 minutes away, and you can feel how quiet it is.
I'm assuming I'm going to stay here tonight, right?
No, I have another idea actually.
I suppose it's the best way to see Sweden, right?
It is. It's a good way to see Sweden.
When you said we were going to see Stockholm from a different view, I didn't know this is what you meant. This is amazing.
Would you rather write about films or finding the location? What do you think is that?
I mean, this is very, very tempting. If I could do this all day, I might consider a career change.
Yeah.
Around Stockholm is Sweden's largest archipelago, an amazing chain of 20,000 islands, all within 40 miles of the city. Exploring the archipelago, I was starting to see how these isolated settings were not just the film locations, but also the inspiration behind many of Scandi Noir's best creations. I know some of my team actually want to go in the water. I'm not too sure myself, actually.
You should try it. It's very refreshing and...
Oh, I bet it's
so
refreshing.
Good. You feel so good afterwards.
She's having a laugh though, right? I'm not actually getting in there. It's ridiculous. Look at it. There's no fish in there, I bet you. It's too cold for fish. We don't realise just how Stockholm is built up and how the extended area is. It's just so many small islands and archipelagos. You can imagine just chilling out somewhere like this place and just writing some best-selling books. These homes as well, they are amazing.
People love their homes. They like to say, as it is so cold and dark, I think that's one of the reasons they love to cuddle up in their homes. I've just arranged so you can stay in a house.
Oh,
in the archipelago tonight, close to the water. You will love it.
You really want to get me in that water, don't you?
Yeah.
That's not happening. Mia, thanks for this amazing experience. I'm now heading off into this house, and I guess you're going to head off on that bus stop there?
I'm taking the helicopter back again.
Of course you are. They promised me isolation, which is exactly what I'm getting. Ever there was a setup for a Scandi Noir, this is it, right? I'm literally staying in a cabin in the woods. Can you hear those noises?
You look like a man of the woods right now, Cassam.
I mean, this is my natural environment. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm made for this. I'm made for this environment. I'm made for the woods. Fucking hell! You see that?
So how have you found our trip so far? Do you feel like you know everything you need to know about Scandinavian cinema?
No, look, I definitely know why all these Scandi Noir films come out of here, why all these dark themes are prevalent in so much of the cinema. I think it's the locations that make it happen like that. I think it's these isolated places like this cabin in the middle of nowhere. I think it's the archipelagos, it's the islands that are completely remote and away from everything else. I think that is what makes the genre. What I want to see now is where the big TV dramas have come from, the big TV series. I want to know what's behind those, and to do that, I think I need to go to Copenhagen. I'm in Copenhagen, the coolest city in Scandinavia.
Distance between the independent scene and the more commercialized one is actually not that big.
So they just finished their briefing. Wait, what lane am I in here? Is this the right lane?